record on this computer. Okay, so I just thought I'm just going to minimize this screen here. And this is all in our back office. So if anybody needs to know where it is, it's under business tools and training. And then it's along the top bar to the right under the forensic networker. So we're going to be kind of following along. The reason I thought I brought this up is because we are going to be following the mindset of a forensic networker. Basically, we're getting into huge activity and huge momentum. And it's easier actually to build a business quicker than it is slow. So I think the philosophy is I'm just going to go through this. Don't wing it without a plan and waste your time and efforts. Take a bit of time, get organized. That's what we just talked about, Kelly. However you feel you need to get your leads down or anybody else needs to get their leads down, move forward in a professional environment. Like Shauna said, sorry, I should have turned off my phone. Basically show up every day being ready, be, makeup on, dressed for success, no more schlepping, because really that does not create the mindset. You won't feel good about making the calls. You won't feel good about jumping on a Zoom right away if somebody needs to. You need to come to this completely like you would go and show up at your job at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever time you have scheduled, and show up professionally like you're ready to work. So it is a little bit of a mindset adjustment, especially when we get so used to being at home and being able to jump on things and not be ready, but we have to change that. So in this chapter, he's going to show us how to become a robo recruiter, and that's what we all want to become. So you don't duplicate, systems do. So we do have talked about our tools. Everyone needs some sort of a box and some sort of a tracking system. We recommend you use either a recipe box or your MO box. I happen to have one. We are going to be using the forensic system when we all go to Toronto. So we should really familiarize ourselves with this system anyway. Method of operation box, it's the tracking sheets or the heartbeat of the advanced system. Attempt to shift from being an MLM sometime or towards becoming a forensic part-time or full-time networker. So that's what having the tools ready and having proper tracking systems can help us do. Why do we need the MO box? It serves as a patient and resilient boss. It sits there and holds you accountable to work your schedule as planned. How many people on this call, just asking quickly, have an idea of your schedule of what your week is going to look like to do these leads specifically?
I do.
Okay.
I've set out my week.
Okay. So you'll know when your schedule is, when you're going to be ready to set up, when you're going to get into your office. No distractions, no other calls, no other anything. We're come ready for that schedule and ready to work, right? So that just checking that everybody's in that same mindset. So when you miss your working days, the boss box knows it and is organized of the calls you miss that you can catch up on. So we are starting our candidate lists. Now I'm going to recommend, yes, I've given you some leads to start with, but always make it a continual list. Besides these leads, always be out thinking who you're running into, who you do know that you have that warm like and trust with already. Build your lists. They're recommending a 500-person list. Believe me, the bigger list that we have, the more professional we will be, and the more likely we'll be into taking action, because we won't worry about missing and getting stuck on any one particular person. My philosophy has always been in this business, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. So it's really important. I was noticing on our communication yesterday, there are lots of scenarios and there are lots of scripts, But I find if you get too detailed, you will get into paralysis. You will get into thinking, oh, well, I can't, this person is like this, so I can't use this script. If you have a couple in mind and they come very naturally, that's going to be your most, it won't be for everyone. You won't be able to blanket everyone, but the key, I feel, is to find something that really feels comfortable for you, that comes out of your mouth easily and quickly, and that you got your questions down of what you're going to want to ask these people, and then work with that energy, because it'll become a life of its own. And like you said the other day, Daria, it'll start to feel organic. You'll start to end up feeling like you're just in a conversation with someone instead of that you're pitching them. So I think that's really important, to really get very specific for yourself and simplified. Anybody have any comments about that?
I think that's brilliant. I do too.
Because I think we can overanalyze and end up doing nothing. And that is going to create the exact opposite response as what we're trying to create. There's no perfection here. There is only action and enthusiasm and conviction. So if you show up and you're ready to go and you're excited, and like Aoife said, if you haven't listened to that, listen to it every morning or whatever time of day inspires you, because I'm telling you, she is where we all want to be. And well, I'm assuming that that's where we all want to be. 10,000 a week is a really nice income. And, her methodology of what she did and how she outlines her stages of getting there and how her challenges as she went through are what we're all going to experience. So we need to get out of our heads and into action with enthusiasm, conviction, and knowledge. And so, and compassion, because we really are offering a gift to someone, but it is like offering a cup of coffee. If the person is not ready, does not want to hear it, there's nothing we can do to convince them. All we can do is ask if it's okay to check in with them later. And if it's, and wish them all the very best. When I first started building organizations back in the day, there was people that joined me 2 to 3 years later, but I always had them in my follow-up, in my funnel, the funnel that Ronan's talking about. They were always in the funnel. They were always in the box. They were always there as a follow-up. And I'd ask them, is it okay if I catch up with you in a few months from now? It sounds like you're overwhelmed. You got a lot on your plate. I totally get it. This isn't the right time, but I really value you, and I think you'd be an amazing part of my team. So is it okay to get back to you? And they'll usually say yes. And if they say no, then move on. The key to this is getting into the process, not getting into the outcome. Get into the process, get your process down. Because if you get stuck on outcome, it will lambaste you and it will stop you from your momentum. You can't worry about the no's. You've got to worry about the no's that are, every no you have is closer to the next yes. And really in this business, in a binary business, you really only need those couple of key individuals that you can lock arms with and run, and it can change your life, and it'll change their life as well. So we don't need every single person to say yes. If we get caught up in that, you will get stuck in the mud. So you need to, that's why the big candidate list, like they're showing you here, is really important to have, and know that these people, no one is determining your success in this business but you. So if this person isn't ready, or if this person, thinks you're a nut job, fine, who cares? Sorry to hear that. Wish you all the best. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Have a nice life. So I think if we get into that mindset early on, it will help you tremendously. Nobody determines your success in this business but you. No matter how good you think they would be in your business, if they're not ready and you have to drag them, trust me, they are going to drain your energy and they're not going to be good in your business, no matter how successful they are as a human. It doesn't matter because they're not ready for this. So you're just looking for the pearls in the box of, or the pail of clams. You're looking for those pearls. And, so let's get back to this. If you have been an MO
Karen,
for even,
Karen, if I can say something.
yes.
And two, I really believe what you're saying, in that, with my experience, I've signed up a number of people as LAs, and although I've signed them up and they're paying their $150 a month, they're simply not ready to start
To engage. Yeah.
to engage. And I think that too you just have to, work with them a while. And if you don't see that if they've got so many things on the go, just keep in touch with them.
Exactly. That's what the MO box is for. You make your cards up for your leaders that you bring in, and then you put them in, that next month and that next month, to make sure you either touch base with them or, catch up. How are they doing? Because everybody will have different reasons for coming into this business as well. Some people
Yes.
will come in for tax benefits. Some people will say, well, you know what, I'm going to get started because I really want to get on the product, but I'm not ready to do anything. I've got, my kids are out of school, like whatever it is. Write the notes, know where that person's at, and then make a plan with them that is comfortable for them. So you're not coming in telling them what they should be doing when they're not ready to do it.
Yeah.
There might just want to be a part-timer, not even a serious part-timer. Maybe they're going to be a some-timer for a while, maybe for the next year. So you just monitor them, you keep them in the loop, put them on your chat groups, make sure they're getting the information they need when they need it, but move on, move forward, and find your runners. Like, I'm so blessed to have you guys as my runners. You have the desire. It is now rubber meets the road, where we all have our own reasons for wanting to take this thing and take it to another level. And, so we all know that we're synergistic and that we're not dragging somebody to the table. And so it doesn't bring the energy down. It keeps the energy high. And that's another beauty of star makers. Everybody's made a commitment, and they've put themselves out there, and it's do or die, so we're going to make this happen. So that's great. So,
and can I just add to just a quick, what we're all saying, Karen, Shauna, what this whole company is about is, I love the beauty of that you can just sit back through the tough times for yourself personally, the distractive times, and then come back and jump in and continue. I love that.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
point, Carolyn. Very good point. And and that's the beauty of this business. Like, your candidates that you brought in, Shauna, may ignite 6 months from now and go bananas. And,
Yes.
and you're going to look and go, holy moly, I never knew this was going to happen. But you're nurturing them. You've brought them in. So it certainly isn't a, and you've got a great group of people. So, and I think I would continue that mindset that you had right at the very beginning, actually, because, like you say, people will be attracted to that. Like Ifra said, she started to just declare wherever she was at. Yeah, she said, if I was on an Uber ride, or if I was whatever, and somebody dropped me off at work, it's like, oh, you're going to work? Yeah, well, I won't be for long, because I'm going to be out of there in a year. I'm doubling my income, and I'm out. And they're like, really? Well, how are you going to do that? Well, I can share it with you if you like, but that kind of thing. Anyway, we're not going to get into that at the moment, but so it's really a matter of us showing up, having our true intention, getting organized, getting a big enough list that we're not getting stuck on any one person. Because believe me, if I would be stuck on any comments that people said to me at the beginning of my career in network distribution, I would never have made the money I had. I would never have had the lifestyle I've had. I just would have quit a long, long, long time ago and never even got started properly. So, this is about us and our conviction, and get very clear in your mind about what you want to accomplish here. Is it 10 grand a week? Is it 10 grand a month? And why? Why are you doing this? Very important. Stick it on sticky notes, put it on your mirror, put it on your fridge. Remind yourself every day why you're doing this, because it is so easy to get knocked off your pedestal and waylaid. So in this chapter, if in fact, okay, so if you're an MLM for a month and you still don't have a list of candidates, you are not coachable. Ramin says that is the number one thing that people fail at. They don't make their list ever. So we're correcting that if anybody's in that situation as a group. In fact, this chapter is the single reason why 98% of our workforce will never reach their full potential, and in most cases don't even get off the ground. And I've seen it. I've seen people write 5 names down and approach those 5 people that they thought were going to make them $1 million, and those people wasn't the right time. They weren't interested, and boom, they're out. They think, oh, this doesn't work. So print 500 candidate information sheets. Start transferring your address books from your phone books, computers, notebooks into your candidate info sheets. The sheets are then placed in your MO box in the 1st to the 31. So that's the days of the month. And then, of course, January to December dividers in order of priority. Once your leads are transferred into the DMO box, you are ready to launch a blitz campaign. And that is what we are doing. That is what Star Makers has referred to. We are doing the 90-day challenge. That is what we call a blitz campaign. So it's like everything comes off. You tell your people that you love, you know what, don't bug me. I've got, a mission here. This is an absolute priority. This is what I'm doing, and nothing can distract me. These are the days I'm going to be busy. I'm not going to pick up my phone. Don't even try to call me between these hours, because I'm not going to answer you. And we have to do that as a group as well. We have to get very disciplined in our call times. Don't answer the phone for anyone else. Don't contact each other unless it's for a 3-way call. If I see somebody calling me during the week on this blitz campaign, I'll know it's because you have a prospect on the line and you need a 3-way call. Otherwise, don't call me. You can text me. You can call me later on in the evening before bed or early in the morning before the day starts. But we are not going to be distracting each other and talking about things that are not relevant to our blitz campaign. So we all have to decide. If I were you guys, I would declare your hours and your days to each other on our chat, and make sure you know when they are and how many hours you're putting in, and we'll all be accountable. And we won't bother anybody in those hours and those times. And at least 12 to 15 hours minimum for part-time, 30 to 40 hours for full-time. So that's a tall order, but it needs to happen. And if you start doing this for full-time, 30 to 40 hours, you are going to see massive results. It's not even possible not to. But if you're doing that, it has to be undistracted hours. It has to be hours where you're engaging in income producing activities, not creating, not talking on the phone to downline or sideline, it's income producing activities. And that's really important to monitor what you're doing. And anything other than talking to a new prospect or being out at a networking event or making, follow-up calls or organizing your desk for your next day is not income producing activities. So you know the downline, upline, and I have to completely discipline myself on this. 30% for your organization and 70% for new blood and income producing activities. So some text questions, they're all here for you. I'll just throw out a couple. This is important to have text questions. It's important to have questions for calling. So let's just run through a couple of these. How are you doing with the lockdown? How's that affected your income? So you can update this a little bit. So man, you know, we've all been through a few things in the last couple of years. Hey, like, wow, who would have ever expected that? Has that affected you at all? And if so, how has that affected you? Or has it affected anybody you know? So that can be a great conversation starter, and let the person chat, and you'll get all kinds of information from them about what's happened to them in recently. Have they had a job change? Were they downsized? Are they working from home now? Was their income cut? Did they know people that lost their jobs? Did their husband lose his job? Did they lose their job? You know, there's all kinds of things that will lead you to the next thing that you're going to want to set them up for. What were the long-term effects on your finances? So, you know, did you have any health problems through that? Or did you know anybody that had any health issues? You know, and how are you protecting your health now? So, you know, I guess you didn't have a plan B from what you're telling me. You know, I didn't either. And now my plan B has become my plan A, you know, blah, blah, blah. So these are great scripts to work from. Spend a little time, feel what feels comfortable for you. If you want to run by some examples with each other, buddy up on the teams here and run a few of these questions by, get them out of your mouth or share them with somebody in your home, and just start working with these questions and make sure they come very fluidly and very rapidly to you. COVID may be an annual flu. How are you preparing for that? So working from home is a new normal. Do you have a plan for that? Have you ever wanted to work from home? So are you fed up yet? Fed up yet? I am. I have a plan, and can you talk about it? So these are all great little things. We have scripts that we've been working on with Star Makers. Some of these things may feel comfortable to you, and you may want to delve in and create your own little scripts. I'm looking into a working from home opportunity. Looks amazing. Can you get online tonight? So now there's some text questions. You know, I'm working from home for myself. Would you like to know how? I'm starting a new pandemic supply business from home. Are you interested? Obviously, some of these are geared to, you know, when we had the pandemic. The flu season is our best season for business. I'm expanding fast. Can you talk? Now, obviously, these are getting directly to, you know, an opening, whereas the protocols that we've been talking about in Star Makers are spending a little more time on the relationship building. In our case, we're going to have to do both, because you don't know these people that these leads are for, and you want to get into, I know if I had somebody calling me, I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time talking to somebody about my personal life that I don't know. So I would want to know why this person was calling me. I would certainly want to know that there was a bridge of interest, and, you know, I would want to feel comfortable with them, but I would want them to get to the point of what it is that they're wanting to talk to me about, because I'm a busy person, and I would respect that. Any thoughts on that while we're talking about this right now?
Yeah, I think you're right on.
Okay.
You know what, Karen, this is an absolutely amazing, amazing session this morning. Unfortunately,
you have to go
7:30 my time, and I'm meeting a woman in 10 minutes to pitch her on the
no problem. This will be recorded. Okay. Thanks for joining us. And I can post the recording later.
Thank you.
But this is all there for you.
Are we going to try to stick to 30 minutes? Because if we're not, then I'm going to readjust my day.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought after not the confusion, but the conversations last night on the Star Makers, I thought we should probably, in this initial meeting, this will be recorded. This is our initial meeting, but every meeting thereafter should be 30 minutes. Because this will already be all taken care of, right?
Love all of you. Let's kick ass. I'm ready. Kelly, I'll see you in a couple hours.
See you later.
Okay. Thanks, Daria.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So just quick, does anybody else have to get off the line? Because I can stop the recording here and we can resume.
No, let's just keep on
I'm
pushing
good.
through.
Okay. So obviously this is all here for you, so you don't need to be handheld with it, but I thought it was a good thing to go over. So text questions, take a look at these. What feels good to you? Pick out a couple, practice them with, a buddy system here. I'm working from home for myself. Would you like to know how? I'm distributing a powerful antioxidant and pandemic products to fight against viruses and flu. When can I show them to you? Do you have an hour tonight? I wouldn't ask for an hour. I would ask for about 30 minutes. The flu season is our best season. Okay, I said that. Okay, so those are some text questions. Appointment booking scripts. Okay, this is a little bit elongated, but you know what? Let's just read it. The current lockdown and infection diseases is a real eye-opener. It made me realize how we are one virus away from losing our liberty, freedom, health, financial stability. You cannot even get out to shop. Every store was closed and people are getting fined and beaten just for being outside. The worst part is the uncertainty and the economic hardship that follows. That said, to quote Einstein, in the middle of hardship lies opportunity. So I and a group of people have decided to get ahead of this and start a global business we can do from home in fashion, health, and personal care, including pandemic products, actually, that were developed over the pandemic. The entire business is done from home, and the products are shipped directly to a customer anywhere in the world. Since viruses, flus, and pandemics are becoming the new normal, our business is growing exponentially. So I wanted to take a look at it to see if you have a market that you want to tap into with this business. Can you get online for a half an hour tonight? Or can you get online for a half an hour? Whatever it is. When would be a good time? You don't have to schedule them into tonight. You can get them in directly. Can you get online for a few minutes and I can show you a couple things? Be ready. Have your Zoom ready, like we talked about. Have your FOL.1. This is our flagship product. Let me show you. Let me tour you around this. This is a website that you would get if you decided to join our team. Action, action, action. No delays, no putting anything off. You're looking for your pearls. You're searching, you're digging for information, you're digging to find those people. That's what your mission is. You're not looking to set up a call a week from now when they forget who you even are and what you were even talking to them about. So I think that's very important. During the current lockdown, online companies were deemed essential and open for business. So this is a little bit of information for you in your arsenal. So if you do want to educate people that were coming in because they were so affected by the pandemic, stats to use could be food delivery apps downloaded up by 218%. Zoom had record sales and meetings, earned $3 billion in the last 90 days. Amazon hired 100,000 new workers in March. So we can certainly see where people are trending towards. Walmart hired 150,000 new workers and focused on home delivery. Government restricts sellings of masks and sanitizers during the pandemic. Opulence Global record orders in March during lockdown and served our clients globally, 204 countries and territories without any restrictions. We were up 364% in sales through the pandemic. So we are totally trending and on trend to prepare for anything that comes up again in this market. So again, these are very important statistics. You might want to download this little package here, have these statistics handy in front of you. Okay, now we're moving into phone scripts. Hi, Jack. We need to get together and talk about a new project I'm working on. I'm putting a launch team together to bring this project to life. I want to sit down with you and talk about it. Now, that would be, in our estimation, guys, what would be that phone script for which group of people would you use that for? The people that you look up to, the people that are on track with you, or the people below you?
Equal.
Equal, exactly. So that is a perfect script right now. It's casual, it's to the point. You're not worried about whether they're going to say yes or no. You're telling them that you've found something and you need to talk to them about it. And I would use that for anybody that you feel is your equal. And we are going to talk about equals and up ones and down ones tomorrow. So just keep this in mind. Maybe copy it off. Use it as one of your scripts if you feel comfortable with it. So when are you free next week? Remember. Now, so this was the script. So when are you free next week? Or I would say, when are you free this week? Why not? Why not this week? Why next week? Oh, this week doesn't work? No problem. What's good for you next week? I'm just going to pull out my day timer. I've got Monday and Wednesday morning. What's better for you, mornings or evenings? I've actually got Wednesday evening, Wednesday morning. What works for you? Okay, thanks. That's great. I'll put you in for Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. I need about 30 minutes. I'll send you the Zoom code ahead. Thanks, thanks, Jack. We'll talk. I'll send you a text reminder before Wednesday next week, and we'll jump on Zoom for a few minutes, and I'll bring you up to speed.
Brilliant.
Okay, so remember, don't say too much. Be prepared and sound confident. Did that sound confident to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be afraid to dial. We've got so many bloody names, you guys. You can't be afraid to dial. You can't. Just get these scripts, the ones that you feel comfortable with, practice them a little, and then start smiling and dialing. Don't worry about the outcome. Know your system. Have your stuff prepared. Contact 10 people each day, and over 10 days, you've contacted 100 people. And have your calendar out. Be ready to schedule those Zoom meetings and get proficient on Zoom, because you know what? We don't have the luxury of waiting for somebody else to do your presentations for you. Get familiar with your website, get familiar with how to present that website without even jumping on a PowerPoint in case somebody only has 15, 20 minutes. What do you want to show them? What's the highlights? What's the most important thing? If they're willing to give you 15 minutes, use it to your best ability. Take what you've got and run with it, but know your stuff. I think we all do. I'm just reiterating that just because. So I think it's important for anybody. Now, this was what on Saturday training, what Steph Wise was talking about, and this was so good. You know, always add the prospect to the Fountain of Life Facebook testimonial page if you are talking to them about Fountain of Life. And, you know, snapshot a key thing that you've asked them what their concerns are, and send them that testimonial specifically. And, you know, let them read a couple of specific testimonials that are what you just talked about. Because remember, we are either being a solution with a business, or we're being a solution with a product. If you're leading with the business and you end up selling the product, great. They'll probably come back to the business later. If you're leading with the product, you're going to be at the end, if they're not interested in that product, chances are you're just going to have to do follow-up. My suggestion is you lead with both and come down to where they're comfortable with and work with that. So that's my suggestion. So engaging 10 to 20 candidates a day until you've confirmed 2 appointments. Now, they say for tonight's online tour, we can use the Tuesday's tours. I recommend you get using your own Zoom and do your own tours and bring people in on 3-way calls. We're a team here. You can share somebody's, usually a 3-way call would be a great, if the person is obviously interested in product. Kelly, let's say they've got arthritis, get them on a call with Sherilyn and let her share her quick story. Okay. If they're interested in weight loss and all over transformation, they could be on with Sherilyn or with Shauna. With Daria, with stomach and gut issues, with me, with scarring and quick healing and hair growth and, things like that. So know your team and write down who's good for what. And then if we're getting a call from somebody, we know it's not a nonsense call. It's going to be a call for a 3-way call. Show up, be ready for that call, and give the person a heads up. I'm going to be talking to somebody today who's got a real concern about weight management. They've been really fatigued. They're really tired. Shauna, I'm going to do a 3-way call with you after I do a quick presentation with her. Are you available for 5 or 10 minutes at around 4 o'clock today? Can you please keep your phone ready? It's Kelly. I'll be calling you. Her name is Andrea, and I'll be introducing you to her, and I would love you to share your story. So Shauna puts it in 4 o'clock. Okay, I got a 3-way call with Kelly. Great, no problem. Take 5-10 minutes, share your story, get off the line. How is everybody feeling about that?
That's
Isn't
fantastic.
that point? I love the 3-way, but so we don't, I guess, getting people's schedule, right? Because everyone's going to have a schedule. It could be that sometimes you have more flexibility than other days. We never know. So wouldn't be maybe a point of using the recorded testimony?
You can.
Well?
You can send that. Shauna's got a beautiful one. Sherilyn's got a beautiful one. It's all on my YouTube channel. If you want to do that, you can say, actually, what you could do is as a precursor, you could say, I'm going to send you a couple of testimonials of my launch team. And I really would love you to hear them. And then if you like, we can arrange a 3-way call, and they can share.
You can ask questions or something.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a very short introduction.
Yeah.
It becomes something more directed.
Yeah.
And you take less time, because we may think that's going to take a 2 minutes call to say, hello, I'm introducing, blah, blah, but until the time you really edify the person, until everything, it's a 10 minutes call.
Yeah. So if we factor in on that, and we do the sending ahead of time, some people will not want to receive something. Some people just want to talk to somebody. That's fine. You can give somebody a heads up, whatever you need to do. But I think if we're in communication and we're all on the same page about how we're going to work together synergistically, I think that was a great suggestion, though, if you can save people time. And then it would just be really dealing with the questions. And what I would do if somebody asked me to do a 3-way call for my testimonial, I would be a person that would ask them, so tell me, Kelly has mentioned that you're struggling with da-da-da-da-da-da. Tell me a little bit more about that. And then say, oh, yeah, well, based on what you've told me, this is going to be tremendously helpful for you, because in my experience, what's happened for me, so it's like the feel, felt, and found very quickly with the person. So you want to build that like and trust coupled on top of Kelly's like and trust that she's already built with this person, because now a person sees there's a team. There's a team of people. It's not just Kelly. It's Shauna. And then she's going to talk to Karen about this condition. And so now there's a team, and that person can welcome that person and make them feel very warm and fuzzy. and is very casual. This is not we don't jump to business right away. It's very casual. It's very nice. It's pleasant. At least people feeling that people care and that people are truly trying to just find a solution for them. So, okay, let's continue here because I didn't want this to be a really long training, but I think it is important. So that was a good point, Kelly. So engage 10 to 20 candidates a day until you get some online tours. Because remember, our pathway to income is not how many people you talk to, it's how many engagements, how many people you're either selling the product to or showing them something. So if you base your success on that, and you figure that if they say that 3 tours a week, 1 out of those people will actually come in as a lifestyle advisor plus or something, then you're making $100 on each one of those tours in a week because you're making your $350 when that person comes in. But it's usually 1 out of the 3 that will actually come in. So you need your 3 tours booked. Be organized, be professional. Nancy, we have a global Zoom webinar tonight at 8 that'll last about 40 minutes. After that, I'll show you my online shop and open my back office for you to see how superior our online shop is compared to Amazon or anything else on the web. We're actually a luxury Amazon with a multi-tiered pay program that just doesn't exist out there. We're one of a kind, so I'm super excited to show it to you. So let's get on. What's a good time for you? I need about 45 minutes in total. Ask for that. You'll take more, but they will allow it because they'll be engaged. So you're going to be doing exactly like we talked about. You're going to be either taking them to your website or you're going to be having your presentation set up. We're going to go through those slides and simplify them and get rid of some of them so that it is faster. Then you can take them to the 2 websites, FOL.1 and your main site. Show them the back office social media section because that gets people excited. Because what's the first thing they're thinking? First of all is, can I do this? First of all, what is this? Oh, this looks exciting. Well, I don't know, this person is really professional, but by showing them the tools right away, it's instilling them into the fact that, yes, they can do this. And if they do this right with using the tools that are all there that you're going to show them, and with the guidance and support of the team that they are going to be immediately plugged into, then you've squelched a lot of their fears in that 1 hour that you have with them. Yes, you can. This is what it is. This is how amazing it is. Yes, you can do this because this is all the tools that you're going to get right away to do it. And we're going to train you on how to do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So the post-tour offering is obviously our special that we have going on right now, which you're going to want to have a slide of so that you're going to not be fumbling around looking for that. You're going to have a slide right on your screen showing them how amazing that offering is. And like Ifra said on her call, I loved it. It can be taken away at any time. It's until further notice. I think that was the smartest way to run that promotion. It can be taken away at any time. So if you say that to a person, this is an unbelievable promotion. Have your numbers ready in your head. What is the return on their money for that? And know your numbers and know how important that promo is and how it's a limited time offering. And we don't know when it's going to be taken away. So they may choose to just become your, you're going to show them, help them choose. Okay. So we obviously have our slides up for the packages. You can become a VIP shopper and enjoy the product and start ordering as a VIP shopper. You can become a retailer and you can become a partner with us. Nancy, in short, I built a team of on a part-time basis. With what's just happened with the lockdown and pandemic, I'm building hard. My target is to get to X amount of dollars. Once we secure your shop in the binary, you can benefit from the next partners that I launch in this leg. So let's launch your shop now. Let's take advantage of this promo and get you started for some spillover for tomorrow. This thing is moving and I'm building globally. So you see the confidence that people want to know who you are and why they should follow you. Why sign up with Shauna? Why would I sign up with Kelly? Why would I sign up with Sherilyn? Maybe I just go online and find some leader that's building Africa. But because you're instilling in them what you're going to be doing for them and with them, and where you're going, and how they can benefit from that build. And the more you do this lead generation program, and the more you're going to be talking to new people every day, and the more you're going to have the confidence to say that. I'm building a team here, and by X, just like Ifra did, declare it. I'm going to be, making $10,000 a week within the next year. I want you to have some benefit from that build, etc. So here's the script here on the follow up after you've done the presentation. Now, the enrollment.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
This is a really great thing for the people that I've signed up to, every once in a while say, hey, you know what, I've just signed up 20 people. So you're going to be getting income in your wallet.
Yeah. Make sure you say the right thing. You're going to be getting commissionable volume in your organization. You're not going to be getting income in your wallet until they open their binary and qualify themselves in their binary. And so that means they're going to have to sponsor somebody personally, right? But they're going to be receiving commissionable volume in their organization for when they're ready to build. They can have half their business built for them. So they want to make sure that they don't get too far away from this. They want to keep on tabs on things while they're busy, while they're having, personal issues, family issues, but they want to keep tabs because that business is continuing to grow with or without them.
And that's when I'm going to call in Kelly.
I was just going to say, that is where my testimony comes in place, because I was not qualified for a while. And then when I decided to do it and I opened up, I received I can't remember if it was $16,000 or $18,000.
It was 17
in one shot.
Yeah.
And it was that made a huge difference for me during COVID time. Trust me.
Yes. Now remember, Kelly, there's two scenarios there. First of all, your right team was built really without your participation in a sense, because you did sponsor. So you did sponsor people. So that's why
I did. I sponsored, but today.
Yeah, you worked your inside leg. And so that gave you, but then you went out on the qualification of having those two people on board. So that's when you requalified. That's when the income just went whoosh. But if you had been a person that would have come in and sat and just took the product and just stayed on your 150, your right side business would have accumulated all that it accumulated. And as soon as you started to build the left side of your business, you would start generating income, but it wouldn't be in a big amount like that. But because that was, you already had some people sponsored on your inside team leg. So we just want to give the right impression and be accurate in our testimony.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Thank you.
Because we don't want to give the person the impression that as soon as they sponsor two people and they've sat for a year and they've got, $500,000 on their right side, that they're going to make $16,000 after sponsoring two people. That will not happen that way.
No.
Okay. So it's very important how we explain what you did. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so
it's because we know too much of the story, and that is the story, right? When we know too much, sometimes we simplify things because everything is in our heads, but that is how we transmit.
We want to think in terms of training our new partners to understand the power of the leverage of the binary, so that if they're busy, and you can use Tammy's testimonial too, one of the first millionaires, female millionaires in the company. And she went away to Hawaii and didn't work for an entire year. She had a difficult pregnancy, and her income continued to increase, and she was not working the business. So there's a lot of scenarios like that in a leverage situation with a binary. You just have to understand it. But the main thing that you have to understand is positioning. You can say to somebody, you won't understand this at this point, but if you secure your position, even if you're not 100% ready to engage, but you decide to go on your smart buy and get your 150 of products every month and start using your fountain of life and your shampoo and your toothpaste and all of our other superior products that we have, when you're ready to build, the likelihood of you having a half-built business or a really good start on your business because of our system and our spillover is very good. If you wait until you're ready, you'll have missed sometimes even a country opening underneath you. So that's just food for thought, so you understand it. And so I'm not telling you, because timing in this business and positioning, it can make a huge difference in your business. So that's something you want to make sure people understand. Okay.
And the other thing, just a note, like Shauna, you were watching this presentation, and Dario is at the first time. I guess some of those numbers, they are not as accurate, right?
Oh yes, I understand that. I've seen this a couple of times.
Okay. So we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so I agree with this, showing the website and the back office. I would cut the presentation shorter and show more of the tools that people can engage their brain. Man, I'm going to get this gorgeous website. It's going to be mine. It's going to have my name on it. I'm going to have all these products immediately to promote. I'm going to be able to go in and get all these tools and go and use my social media account and start sharing. This is amazing. And I'm going to get all this product to boot. These tools are worth, thousands of dollars in themselves, never mind the product that I'm going to get. So again, you want to make sure that we're creating value. And now, as soon as they are added as a member, you're going to add them to all the chats, as we know. And then, of course, you're going to get them into the proper post-launch training. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Just going to stop the recording. Thanks for your attention on this. This is a suggestion on moving forward in a 90-day blitz, coming from my experience and what I would recommend. So thank you. I'm just going to stop.